Welcome to the National Stuttering Awareness and Mental Wellbeing Campaign. I'm joined by Michael Ryan. Michael, you are someone who were challenged with a stutter.
Yeah, since childhood, all along, from as far back as I can remember, up through school, primary, secondary, the whole way up along. I've had to live with it all my life, yeah.
Did something trigger it for you?
Not that I'm aware of. I'd say maybe it could have been a traumatic event as a child. We're not too sure. I don't remember anybody genetically in my family either. And I suppose we kind of noticed, or my parents would have noticed, at 4 or 5 years of age, and from then on we just had to live with it. And
how was school for you when you were challenged with something like this?
well, I suppose in school it was difficult when maybe asked questions or asked your name, or the question is asked and the fear and the sweat, and you know the answer. I knew the answer most of the time, but you were just conscious of the teachers around you, the students. They saw me maybe having contortions in the face, or getting stuck on a word, getting stuck on this word, and people didn't know how to react or cope with it. And I suppose it was embarrassing for everybody in the room. Teachers weren't really, back in the 60s when I was in primary, I suppose they weren't really up to speed with the whole psychology of stammering and everything that goes on in the person's head, and you can't blame them for that. But listen, that's what we had to go with, and that was it.
How did the people around you in the class react, or maybe the teacher, did you feel like there was a lot of laughs, there was a lot of things that would have made you worse?
Yeah, you would feel embarrassed anyway. Some of the teachers obviously would have felt embarrassed as well, and that would have built up the whole fear around you, and your confidence and your anguish, and you're trying to get a word out and you're getting stuck, and you're there in a situation and they're waiting for an answer and you can't give an answer. It's very difficult, a very difficult situation as a child, yeah.
And when did someone say, all right, okay, we need to do something about this for you, Michael?
Well, I suppose around 8, 9 years of age, going to speech therapy. You had the odd teacher would recognise the fact that I had a stammer and would give me a bit of time. It really depended on the teacher, so speech therapy became available, but it wasn't available all that much even back then. So you had to wait your turn, then you were given a few exercises, a few bits, so it didn't happen every week or every second week. Once a month, maybe once every 2 months. I wasn't really too gone in it either. I had to go in and go over words and repeat stuff, and as a child, I just want to get in and get out, really.
And did you, obviously you were too young to realise maybe something like this could help me, but it wasn't, let's say it wasn't every week either, and that's what you needed. You probably need consistency with something like that.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And I mean, that whole experience would have gone through secondary school, and that would have affected me emotionally and socially, and trying to interact with people. I suppose my grace at that stage, growing up through teenage years, was into music, played accordion, keyboards, did a few bits of tomfoolery, into theatre a bit, and that kind of helped me, and that gave me that relief. Or kind of just got me outside my zone into a different, it was a way of experiencing me, who I was, through the music and through the bits that I did,
It got you out of your comfort zone.
It got me out of my comfort zone, exactly, and I was able to express myself. And I suppose then I went to college after doing the Leaving Cert, and I would have got a bit of help from the odd teacher and stuff, and having to speak in class, and you're talking to older people obviously, and people that knew I had a stammer, so they gave me more time. That gave me more confidence. And then halfway through college, then my parents got sick, lived on a dairy farm at home, I had to come home. So my confidence from there went back downhill. I kind of reverted back to my old ways, my old habits and whatever. And it wasn't until 2004 then I joined a speech program, and that would have, I saw a program about it on TV, and that's how it happened. I was at home, I couldn't drive, my confidence was gone. Okay, I was playing a bit of music in a band and stuff, and as I said earlier, that gave me my expression. The guys I was playing with, I never had any trouble. I never had to speak really, I never had to introduce a song, but I could go up there and play my stuff and do my stuff. I got small parts with theatre groups, plays, pantos, but I never got a big part because I had a stammer. I wasn't given a part because I suppose people were afraid. Well, this guy is going to fail. He's not going to say what he's supposed to be saying. And I mean, this speech program in 2004 helped me, gave me back who I was and gave me the chance to express myself, say what I want to say, do what I want to say in my own time, be me who I am. I mean, you know, it's emotional, but I mean, you know.
No, it is. It sounds lovely, and I'm delighted because where you were before you joined this programme, it sounds like a very lonely place, Michael, and no one deserves to be in a place like that.
Absolutely, and this is why I suppose myself, Michael and Jamie are doing this campaign, because we're just ordinary people and we do ordinary things, and we just want to get a message out to everybody. People are there for you. We're doing this campaign so we can make an awareness, and I suppose that's why then that the course I did, I was able to say my name for the first time. I was able to conquer the words, say the words that I wanted to say and not avoid any words, and using technique and breathing technique. So that opened a whole new door. People weren't able to shut me up after that and still can't shut me up, as you probably notice. But that's the way I am, and I don't apologise for it.
You're dead right. What was the difference between speech therapy and the speech programme that you obviously weren't fond of the speech therapy, but it's because you were older and you were like, right, I don't want to feel like this anymore?
Yeah, well, I mean, the speech therapy is very important, and the stuff that was done in speech therapy was very important. But as I got older, I did appreciate that the techniques that this particular group were doing and the way things are done in this group appealed to me. Doesn't appeal to everybody. It suited what I wanted because I was coming in without any confidence. I needed a bit of a G up. I needed help. I needed support. I got help. I got support. And I'm there to help and support. And that's what it's about. And I'm living life every day through my family, through my friends, through the people around me. I don't stand back. I do say I have a stammer. A stammer doesn't go away. There isn't a cure for a stutter or a stammer. I have to live with it. I have my good days and bad days. And going back to the course then, that opened a lot of different avenues up along then.
It obviously had a huge impact on your life, you know, and even you went on and you flourished, then you met your family, and, you know, then you went into politics, which is a crazy thing for someone to go into in the first place.
Yeah, like I was always interested in politics, always. I was always interested in the media and how people did things or whatever. And because I couldn't say it, because I was afraid of saying anything, or fear was a big thing in my life, this was a great opportunity through media interviews I did, radio, TV, newspapers, and I was interested in politics, and I was asked would I go for election 2009 for Fine Gael and Templemore Town Council, and I wasn't given any chance really. Came in as a dark horse, did the campaign on my own without any hangers on. I had no entourage. I had to say my name, I had to say who I was, I had to say what I represented, and I got elected. And in 2013 I became the Mayor of Templemore. So, you know, I mean, that's what you do, and that's what I'm happy doing. And it gave me a chance to go around to groups in the town to help people to be there. And I suppose then I became chair of the Irish Stammering Association then as well, because I got involved in all that whole area, and haven't looked back since.
Have you ever met someone that would have known you back in the day and now meet you and can't get over the difference?
Oh yeah, I suppose guys I would have gone to school with in primary, in secondary, guys I went to college with. I would meet them at reunions and different things. And yeah, they're amazed. But you see, it's all down. You can go through as many courses as you like. You can do all the techniques. You can do this, do that. But it's down to yourself. It's basically up to you. You can get the support you want, get the help you want, but you have to do the ball carrying yourself.
And you did it, and you did an amazing job. And also, something I didn't realise until this week, until I was told about the campaign, is that the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, actually suffers from a stammer himself. And you actually met the man. Tell us about it.
I got a great opportunity. I was chairman of the Irish Stammer Association, or chairperson, I suppose. And in 2016, Joe Biden, who was Vice President of the United States then, was coming on a trip to Ireland. I, of course, being me, contacted the American Embassy, contacted all the politicians who I thought I knew well. They didn't get back to me. I tried everything, didn't happen. I wanted to meet the man. So myself and my son Shane, we applied for tickets, public tickets, through the State Department in Washington, and we went to Dublin Castle, and there was a major day of event. The Taoiseach Enda Kenny was there, the chieftains were there, Jim Sheridan, the director. It was all out in the courtyard of Dublin Castle. So we headed in early in the queue, and we got to the front. So myself and Shane got to the front of the queue, and it was actually 5 years this week that it happened. And Shane was with me then, and he's with me now. And I mean, that's great, you know, and he's a great young lad. But the President did his speech, talked about his Irish ancestry, and talked about what he was going to do, or the Vice President then. And then he said he was going to come about and walkabout. So he was over at the further end of the circle, and I was over at this end of the circle. I said, is he going to get to me? I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I said it to one of the heavies. There were about 25 heavy guys, big lads around him, basketball players, you know. There was gun guys on the roof and everything. Oh, yeah, it was unreal. And he came to me. I'd say I was the last person that he met, and I told him I had a stammer and I was chairman, and he gave me 10 minutes of his time with his guys around him. Myself and Shane talked to him. He hugged me. We laughed. We cried. I mean, he's my hero. He's a hero to a lot of people, you know. But I mean, if you can't say anything, and you find it hard to say what you want to say, I mean, you look up to someone, and that's it.
It sounds so special. I can tell you're getting quite emotional now, and it obviously meant a lot to you, because he was your hero. You met him, and he gave you the time of day. Absolutely.
And myself, Jamie and Michael are going to meet him again. There's no if, buts. It will happen. And this is what we're doing around this campaign. And we're building up a campaign around helping people, stuttering awareness, mental well-being, so important. And we're all very, as I said earlier, passionate. We're coming from different backgrounds. We're emotionally attached through our stutters. And we want to do this. And we will do it.
Of course, Phil. I've learned so much from you by listening to your stories. How important, just one last word, how important is the campaign, and any advice for anyone that may be in your similar situation?
Well, always ask for help. Don't be on your own. If you even talk to your GP, going at that level, talk to your own family, talk to your friends, your GP, get help, speech therapy. There are plenty of associations out there connected with stuttering awareness, mental well-being. Don't be a loner, because you only get the one chance. Your life is not a rehearsal, it's a show. And you have to take part in that show. And you'll be kicking yourself if you don't. And the world is your oyster.
Thank you, Michael. You're amazing.